Shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh, Ba'akim, or Hawakai, Ba'ashim, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone and rule well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. Knows in the gospel abroad, lifting up the standard of Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shai, wherever they may be. This is another lesson through the Spirit from ones that can see. And dude be putting out some, some fire content. Which I highly believe he watches the Israelites. I mean, at this point, everybody watches the Hebrew Israelites to get this information. So I'm not buying it, the spirit of just dealing with these guys and they're coming up with this information. No, they've been watching the prophets, man. Okay, because the prophets are trendsetters. Believe it or not, even though, the men of the Lord don't get the credit for the work that they do, which is all good because the Lord is going to give us a direct reward, from Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai. Like it tells us, he should place a crown of glory upon our heads, man. So we're going to get crowned from Yahweh Shai because this world does not give us any type of flowers, and that's okay because this is a wicked world anyway. But it says, important news, Apple to begin implanting brain chips in humans to connect them with their smartphones. Now, remember what Elon Musk said. He said by 2030, they want to do away with the concept of the smartphone because they want to put the information or the technology inside your body. Okay, that's what it's going to be about, putting this information inside you and ultimately hook you up to the Internet of Things or Internet of Bodies. This is where we're swiftly coming to. This is why we know that this system is getting ready to fall because they already have the technology already set up in order to go ahead with this particular method, man. So I'm gonna play a couple of minutes of this video for ones that can see, and he pretty much broke it down. And it's a damn shame that a guy that don't know an inkling of the truth, an Edomite, can break down Revelation 13 and 16 better than a lot of you Israelites that profess yourselves to be prophets. It's kind of strange in my opinion, but hey, like the Lord said, every work is roughly paraphrasing. The Lord goes into how everything have his appointed work. So, you're going to have guys out there that's going to pretty much validate what the men of the Lord is saying. And then you're going to have false prophets out there. So anyway, without further delay, here we go.
Ones that can see. Welcome everybody to today's show. The Wall Street Journal and other media outlets have just put out a report about how by the end of 2025, Apple is preparing to roll out their brain implant control of its devices. This is the brain-computer interface that I've been talking about for a long time, and I will continue talking about it until I'm no longer here in hopes that I could help wake people up to what this technology is. This is a very important video. There might be things that are crossovers and other topics that I've discussed, but I highly recommend you watch until the end, and I will piece this together as simply as I can without confusing anybody out there. Even media outlets like Barstool, which is geared towards young males, young teenagers, 20 to 30-year-old males, is reporting on this, and everybody needs to understand what this is. So Apple is going to be rolling out their technology that can control Apple-specific devices such as iPhones and Vision Pro through human brain waves.
Now, remember, I spoke on it, and a couple other brothers spoke on it as well, going into Apple Vision Pro, which is basically a new type of meta device, which is designed by Apple, of course. And basically what happens is that they put you in, I won't say an alternate reality, but it's like an alternate reality because it does not change the perception of things around you, but yet you can sit there and you can watch something from your screen. Like if brothers are familiar with the drive-ins back in the day, which they still have a few of them floating around in rural areas, but the drive-in is basically the big concept of the movie theater outside. And with this Apple Vision Pro, you're able to pixelate this screen right in the middle of your living room, being immersed in your own type of experience, man. While not taking away from the perception of your peripherals, but nonetheless, it can lock you into some type of alternate, I would say, universe or alternate mindset of looking at things that's not essentially there through a head device, man. And Apple Vision Pro was starting, I believe, at like $3,900, So they've been showing you right there how they're getting ready to link people to this, what they call brain or interface or something like that. Did a chat GTP look up, and I looked up what BCI means, which stands for brain-computer interface. And since the inception of computers, this has been the goal of the elites, okay, because it's foretold right in the Bible. It says it is a technology that enables direct communication between the brain and external device, typically a computer or a machine. So linking you up to the Internet of Bodies, hence the MOTB, or the brain chip, which is still part of the same concept. This is prophecy being fulfilled, man. So how can you other Israelites not see this and not speak on it or not push it? It says how it works. The BCIs detect brain signals, usually electrical activity, and translate them into commands for a computer or device. Those are part of those miracles, man. All right, according to Revelation 13. That's part of those miracles which Esau was giving to do in the sight of the beast. And it says command or a computer device that is often done using what's called an EEG, which measures the electrical activity from the scalp. Implants, which devices placed inside the brain for more precise signals. Applications, helping people with paralysis or neurological disorders. Control prosthetics, limbs, wheelchairs, computers, which are miracles, right? Used in therapy for ADHD, anxiety, or depression, which is neurofeedback. Okay, they have that for a lot of people that have strong addictions. They have something which is called neuroscience, man. You got doctors that actually engage in neuroscience, and they put this particular headband on you to pretty much stabilize your brain waves so they can cure anxiety with that. You know, there's all types of information and technology out here to get you so-called back normal, right? Because being in front of a smartphone or engaging in habitual habits can be, it can be very effective in a bad way to the dopamine receptors in the brain. Gaming and VR, experimental use in controlling games or immersive experiences with thoughts. Hence Apple Vision Pro, Ready Player One. Communication, allowing people to lock-in syndrome to communicate. Then you got invasives, which is implanted directly into the brain. High precision, high risk, which is what they're going for, the chip. Non-invasive, use of external sensors, lower precision, safer, which is essentially like a headset. Partially invasive, placed inside the skull but outside of the brain tissue. So, yeah, man, we in those times. Quick precept. This is the book of, matter of fact, let's start here. Romans 15:4. It says, for whatsoever things were written aforetime, this prophecy was written over 2,000 years ago, were written for our learning, that we may through patience and comfort of the scriptures may have hope. So this gives us hope because we see the end. Okay, so this was written aforetime so we can understand the prophecies today, because Revelation 13 and 16 is playing out in a major way in the times we're living in. You see? So going back to the video here.
Apple is the #1 seller of cell phones in the world. Its most popular phone by far is the iPhone. This correlates with what I've discussed in regards to how this is going to be marketed via different corporations. Apple with their iPhone having their own brain-computer interface. Elon Musk with Neuralink. It's all the same technology. It's called brain-computer interface.
Right, and that's exactly what I just looked up on ChatGPT. Okay, brain-computer interface. They've been talking about this for decades, but now we're seeing it play out in real time. Prophecy, man.
You will be able to control your phones with your brains. The technology is going to enable iPhone users to control their devices using neural signals which are captured by brain implants. And again, this is not technology that's developed by Apple or Tesla. This is military mind control applications being released through corporations. This is DARPA's creation.
DARPA, okay? Now, anybody familiar with DARPA, right? Let's look it up. The DARPA chief. DARPA meaning, right? It says DARPA stands for the Defense Advancement Research Projects Agency. They're in tandem with the military-industrial complex, with the CIA. They're in tandem with the FBI. Well, mainly the militia factions, the CIA, also in the Pentagon. Okay, is a U.S. government agency responsible for developing emerging technologies for military use. It is known for creating groundbreaking technologies that have had significant impact on both military and civilian sectors. All right. How much? Proper budget. See what the budget is. God damn. Defense Advanced Research Projects. It says requested a 2025 budget of $4.369 billion. This represents a 6.1 increase from 4.122 billion of 2024. So why did they get a 6% increase when it comes to budgeting? Because them BlackRock, BlackRock, and I believe is it DuPont, if I'm not mistaken. But all these companies and corporations work in tandem with one another to push certain agendas, man. Okay? $4.3 billion is a lot of money for research projects, bro. So make it make sense.
This is a creation of the deep state. They tell you that you'll be able to control these devices with your brain waves. But the reality of the matter is that they'll be able to control your brain. Most people out there think, well, you'll be controlling a computer. I'll be able to think something, it'll pop up on my computer screen. It's going to work the other way. And this is biblical. This is all part of sorcery and witchcraft. Elon Musk's Neuralink company, this is the same technology as what Apple is going to be doing at the end of 2025, has their brain chip, and they're calling it telepathy, which will enable telepathic communication. The chip is designed to intercept brain signals and retransmit them to other parts of the body or to devices like computers. So they're even...
Yeah, all right, then that's that left-hand mirror. That's Esau's spiritual power on the left-hand side.
saying that they're intercepting brain signals. What they're not telling you is that they could send signals to your brain. So Elon Musk filed a trademark for telepathy and telekinesis. Now, why is this important? Why is Apple doing this? Why are they talking about controlling your phone with your mind? Because as Elon Musk has said, as I've told people on my channel for years, the cell phone is going to be obsolete by 2030. Smartphones are going to become obsolete. BCIs are the way forward. That's out of Elon Musk's mouth. That's out of all of these corporations, these tech companies have talked about BCIs are the way forward, but most people don't understand what that is. They are moving the technology inside of your body. Neuralink's BCI will be just like Apple's BCI, which can connect to the internet wirelessly, which means that you will be able to connect to the internet wirelessly. You will be a part of what is called the Internet of Bodies. And I believe this has everything to do with the mark of the beast. Remember in the book of Revelation, chapter 13, verses 16 through 18, is very important for everybody out there. Everybody, whether you believe or not. Maybe this will make you a believer as you see this play out in front of you.
Wow. See, bam, there you go. This is going to affect everybody. But I let the IUIC tell it ain't chip.
And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. Is it a coincidence that the very first Apple computer sold for $666.66? If you don't believe me, let Steve Wozniak tell you himself, who was one of the co-creators of Apple.
Bro, you still struggling?
Yeah, and that's the number of a man. Wow, that's a damn shame that you Israelites can't see this. This is Sirach 39:1. It says, and he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High and is occupied in the meditation thereof will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient and be occupied in prophecies. All right? That's why we go into these things, because we're occupied in the prophecies, man. It says he will keep the sayings of renowned men, and what subtle parables are, he will be there also. He will seek out the secrets of grave sentences and be conversant in dark parables, man. And this is a dark parable, all right? Because now this information is being revealed to us, man, and it's straightforward. Okay, you can't get around it. Habakkuk 2:3, and it says, matter of fact, 2:2, it says, and Yahweh answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables. It's straightforward. It says, and he may run and readeth it. It reads, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry, man, all right? So, I mean, it just, at this point, you can't deny what this chip is. It's pretty straightforward. And any Israelite that's teaching against it, you're going to be thrown into the hour of temptation without any protection, because, you know, you didn't provide the safety blanket for your followers, man. So a lot of guys are getting ready to be scrambling for chips in the coming time, because they don't know, they're not going to know. Because some guys really believe it's Christianity. Some guys really believing it's a fucking embargo, and that's not the truth. All right, and I ended after this, Revelation 3, and I'm going to start at verses 10. It says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them which dwell on the earth. So everybody's going to get tried by this, because this is going to be the new system that you're going to have this in order to, just like you operate now, like you have to have a driver's license or state ID, you're going to have the mark of the beast in order to partake in the new world. Okay, that's basically, you can't exist here without it. You know, just like you need money to live, you're going to need the chip in order to go about your daily lives, because that's going to be the interface behind the whole system. Behold, I come quickly, and hold fast that which thou hast, that no man take thy crown. And him that overcometh I will make a pillar in the temple of my power, and he shall go out no more out. And I will write upon him the name of my power, and the name of the city of my power, which is New Jerusalem, which cometh down out of heaven from my power, and I will write upon him my new name. All right, which is not a new name. It goes into renewed, okay? But anyway, with that, all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Lord's will you will edify. To the next lesson. Shalom.